Bill Maher gets absolutely schooled by a guest over one Trump question. This is a fun one, guys, all right? The guest who schools Maher is actually a former Mafia guy, all right? So he has quite an interesting perspective to offer that you're not going to hear that often, all right? So I won't spoil it. It's going to be cool, and we'll get right into it. But first, do me a big favor here. Like our video and share it around so we can keep bringing you guys this great, hard-hitting content. As always, Patriots, I'm your host, Arian, and this is Resist the Mainstream.
I had investigations from the time I was 20 years old. I had a 14-agency task force on me for years and kept getting these indictments. I went to trial 5 times. I beat every case.
But aren't these investigations of you for good reason? Because you were breaking the law?
Here's the thing. Here's what they're talking about, and this is what Bondi recently said. You know, we're no longer going to use the Department of Justice to target an individual and find out what crime he's committing. That's what they said. That's what's been going on in lawfare for the past couple of years. But I can almost understand it, you know, mafia, organized crime, because we were allegedly criminals at that time. So, hey, let me see what this guy is doing. We know he's doing something. We don't know quite what, but we'll figure it out. We'll investigate him. Because it's backwards. In our life, you didn't have a crime and then they go investigate it. They were investigating you to see what crime you might commit.
But the mafia was committing crimes. You deny that?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying
extortion, loan sharking.
I'm saying you could almost say that's okay. All right, we know these guys are criminals. We don't know exactly what they're doing. We hear it. We have to find out. This is a criminal organization, so we'll target individuals and go after them. That's kind of okay.
It was a fishing expedition where there were a lot of fish.
Correct. That's a good way to put it. Okay. But do you do that? Do you do that to legitimate people that are not involved with organized crime?
But you were involved.
No. But I'm saying I'm okaying that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. But do you do that to legitimate people that are not involved in organized crime because you don't like them, because they disagree with you? They're not on they don't have the same agenda.
No, that is wrong, and there is some of that does go on.
And wait for it. Bill Maher is about to get surprised and show just who he really is.
Absolutely.
Would you agree that a lot of it went on with Trump?
With Trump? Oh, what? You're obsessed with Trump.
I'm not obsessed with him, but I just want to have this discussion.
Oh. You're talking about lawfare. Well, yeah. I mean, it's a tough question that he put the country in, because as president, you don't want to go where so many other countries have gone, where the guy loses an election and now they prosecute him. Because
they prosecuted him while he was president also with 2 impeachments.
Yes, because he does commit crimes. See, this is the little fly in your ointment. Like not conceding the election, trying to get fake electors to show up when he knew, and every court told him you can't do that. That went to court over 60 times, laughed out of every court, pressuring the Justice Department, calling up the guy in Georgia, who was a Republican, the vote counter there, and saying to him, I need you to find 11,000 votes. It can't be more blatant than that these are crimes. I would also say the Russia thing, even what he just said out loud, Russia, if you're listening, I wish you could help me with my campaign. We never did that before, Michael. You see, we ran our own campaigns. We didn't bring in ringers from the outside. It's part of the original documents that the founding fathers wrote. We don't want any help from outside because we're going to handle this ourselves. Maybe the Republicans and the Democrats fight each other to the tooth and nail, but don't bring in somebody from the outside. He broke that. He broke so many laws. Not to mention norms. So the idea that, well, it's just lawfare going after him. It's not lawfare if the guy actually did commit crimes. And again, you have to weigh that against what's the better tact, because you don't want to become that country where as soon as somebody leaves office, they prosecute them. What the president gets to do should have broad protection. That's true. Because when you're president, you do have to make difficult decisions like, we may have to bomb you.
Mm-hmm. If only they prosecuted Hillary Clinton after she left office. Then maybe a real criminal would actually face justice for once. Notice what Bill Maher says, guys, and I think this is important because people always say, oh, you know, Bill Maher, he's such a reasonable liberal. He's evidence that the left is waking up, blah, 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 even though he obviously voted for Democrats. Anyways, most recently Kamala in the 24 election. He doesn't even believe in freedom of speech, for God's sakes. Did you hear what he said? Donald Trump didn't concede an election. That's a crime now? Really, Bill? And then you're going to sit here and say that you're pro free speech and all this. The left has gone all insane. No, maybe you're just a little bit less insane than all they are, but insane nonetheless.
And so you can't, you know what? Okay, you can't just be called a war criminal for everybody you bomb. Sorry, that's just the way of the world. But he took it to a different level. So yes, I don't think it was all just lawfare.
Bill, these crimes that they allege, these are all nonsense.
They're not all nonsense. I just listed why they weren't.
No, let me. No,
you don't care. You just like him. I like who you like.
I don't
you don't
like
listen
him.
to the logic about it or the facts.
No,
you just like him.
No,
it's okay.
I'll give
You're
you
entitled.
Let me give you logic.
No, me, man.
Let me give you logic and facts, okay?
Yeah,
I told you I had 3 racketeering indictments. 3. Okay? I know the statute inside out and upside down.
We're back to you now.
No. I'm coming to a point. I will tell you this. The information and the evidence that was uncovered by the GOP investigation on Joe Biden and Hunter Biden and his family, there was more evidence than there was in any one of my racketeering indictments. Joe Biden is treasonous.
Yeah, listen to me. No, I agree. I'm agreeing with you.
Okay,
Bill's drunk. He's drunk as a skunk.
Treasonous?
He's not treasonous.
Yes, he is. He sold out his vice presidency. That's treason for money.
You just don't like him, so that's treason.
Bill,
but your guy.
Bill, no. Let me tell you. You know why I don't like him? I don't like him because he's a liar. Now, let me finish my point.
I didn't say anything.
He's a liar. He was never competent to be president. He lied he lied about everything. The guy lied about.
I'm not a huge fan.
He lied about the laptop. He lied about everything. He had 51, him and his cohorts there, got 51 intelligence agents to lie about the laptop after they knew that the FBI had authenticated it.
That specific lie was saying that it was Russian disinformation, you know, Hunter Biden's own personal laptop with all the crazy things he did that I can't say on YouTube for fear of getting in trouble. Let's just put it that way. Yeah, you could argue that that was treason, all right? For everybody involved, not just Biden, but all his accomplices of the intelligence agencies. Truly disgusting and despicable behavior.
Absolute liar. Okay, as far as that, let me tell you this.
Not a huge fan.
He had 18 shell companies that did nothing. There was no brick and mortar behind them. There was no employees. All they did was collect money. How do I know about that? I had 21 shell companies when I was defrauding the government out of tax on every gallon of gas. I know the whole system. He sold out his vice presidency. He sold it out. He's treasonous.
Yeah,
and he lies. The guy lies. He don't even know how to tell the truth. And he destroyed the country.
Treasonous. If we were at war and he was selling secrets to them, we weren't.
Well, how do we know what he did for the money? Bill, how do we know he did for the money that he got?
He got his ne'er-do-well crackhead son a job in an energy company when he knew nothing about energy.
Is that okay?
It's not okay, but you have no perspective on what is the bigger crime. You just like the guy you like.
No, I
so
don't.
everything he does, you see through rose-colored glasses.
Bill, you're wrong.
And this other guy,
no, you're wrong.
It's okay. It's what most of the country is like.
Look in the mirror, Bill. Wow, that is something.
Just don't ask me to respect it as critical thinking.
I like Donald Trump for the policies that he put into this country. And I think during his time as a president, I didn't know him before that. I met him one time, 30 years ago with Roy Cohn. For 5 minutes, he probably wouldn't have even remembered me. We had a little meeting. I had to meet with Roy Cohn. He happened to be there. That was it. I don't know him. I have nothing to do with him. Let me tell you something. I'm not in awe of anybody. I just like the job he did as president. I don't care about anything else. And listen, I have a podcast, and I tell my people straight out, if I see Donald Trump doing something wrong, I'm going to hold him to it.
I doubt it. I sincerely doubt it.
Well, what'd you all think? I always like to see TDS Bill get it handed to him, and I think it's safe to say that this former Mafia man showed him who is boss. Hint. It's not Bill Maher. With all that being said, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button down below if you like the video, and we'll see you again soon. God bless.